I was watching YouTube videos like Johnny Harris, Fern and some podcasts. Then I saw one video that grabbed my attention, so I clicked it and I actually enjoyed it. It was about dopamine. Right away I rushed to the search bar and started typing dopamine, how dopamine works, how it influences us, and I watched so many videos. Then I went to ChatGPT and asked, what is dopamine? Tell me everything about dopamine. I read the explanation, visited a few websites, looked at some research, and eventually I realized something crucial. Dopamine. Dopamine is a key chemical in our brain that works like a motivation booster. It gets released when something feels good or rewarding. Our dopamine system is built around benefits. If an activity gives us a reward, dopamine gets released, and it tells the brain, remember this, do it again. That's how habits and behaviors form. For example, when you're thirsty and you drink water, or when you're hungry and you eat, your brain releases dopamine. This teaches your brain that these actions are good for you, so it remembers them and encourages you to repeat them. But here's where modern life changes the game. Modern activities like social media, gaming, junk food, gambling, and drugs can hijack our brain's dopamine reward system. Normally, dopamine is released in small, balanced amounts when we do healthy things that help us survive, like eating, exercising, or spending time with real people. These natural rewards take effort, and the dopamine we get from them teaches our brain that these behaviors are good and worth repeating. But modern activities are designed to give us quick, strong, and repeated dopamine hits with almost no effort. Scrolling for likes, winning a game, or eating sugary snacks gives our brain instant pleasure again and again. Because these rewards come so fast and so strong, the brain tries to protect itself from overstimulation. It reduces the number of dopamine receptors, the parts of the brain that receive dopamine. With fewer receptors, the brain becomes less sensitive to dopamine. This is when the problem starts. The same activities no longer feel as fun as they used to. The brain now demands bigger and faster dopamine hits to feel satisfied. Normal things, like studying, reading, exercising, or talking with people, feel less exciting because they don't give a huge dopamine spike. Everyday life begins to feel boring, empty, or not enough. Our brain then pushes us to go back to those fast dopamine activities because they are the only things that still feel rewarding. Over time, this rewires our motivation. We start avoiding anything that takes effort and chasing anything that gives instant pleasure. This is how the reward system becomes hijacked. But our brain can change back. We can train our reward system to work for us again. The key is to rebuild our dopamine balance by switching from fast dopamine to healthy dopamine. Do these two things and you will see real changes. Break big goals into small steps. When you divide a goal into smaller tasks, each time you complete one, your brain releases a small amount of dopamine. These tiny wins keep your motivation alive. Instead of waiting for one big reward at the end, you give your brain a constant stream of progress. This trains your brain to enjoy effort again, because effort becomes rewarding. So set your goal, divide it into simple steps, and by achieving them one by one, you keep moving forward with strong motivation. Take boring breaks in the middle of your work. Most of us make a big mistake during breaks. We jump to something very stimulating, like scrolling social media. This confuses the brain and teaches it. The reward comes from distraction, not from the work. So next time, when the task gets hard, the brain will try to escape again. But if you take a boring break, no screens, nothing highly stimulating, your dopamine levels reset. Then when you return to your task, your brain releases dopamine for continuing the effort, not running away from it. A boring break can be something simple like sitting quietly, stretching, or walking without your phone.